friends, Joe Lynch here from the Logistics of Logistics, and today I'm at day 3 of Manifest, the Super Bowl of supply chain. And I'm here talking to my friend Craig Moore from Körber Supply Chain. Craig, please introduce yourself and your company, and what problem do you solve for your customers?
Hey, Joe. Yeah, Craig Moore with Körber Supply Chain Software. And I've been with the organization for 14 years, which just means that I've had the opportunity to work with a lot of different organizations that they've tried to tackle supply chain execution. And that's what we do. And over that period of time, we've continued to grow our capabilities within the 4 walls of the warehouse around supply chain execution. And really exciting for us is the recent development of bringing on MercuryGate, where we're taking it outside the 4 walls and focusing on transportation, introducing solutions for that. So we're better together as an organization, Körber Supply Chain Software and MercuryGate, in what we're doing. We work with organizations that are tackling the evolution of supply chain, especially as it's transitioned into, think of it maybe a little less maybe to the store shelf and a lot to the doorstep, right? So direct to consumer, more business to business channels, different virtual marketplaces which have opened up. That is introducing a lot of challenges from a warehouse operations and transportation perspective. We're helping customers solve those problems.
Yeah, and if I could add something, and I know you've seen it because you've been around for a minute.
Yeah.
Is we've had all sorts of systems. We have a transportation management system, we have a warehouse management, order management system, and sometimes you see firms where they bought from different people.
Yep.
And nothing really completely connects properly.
Yeah.
And then now, and it just keeps adding. Yard management system, dock management system, dock schedulers. And we need, first off, for the sake of streamlining, we need it to flow properly.
Yep.
We need the information. But also, increasingly, we need it because of the cybersecurity challenges we're all facing.
Absolutely. And within what you just said, we're having more and more conversations because of the maturity of the problems that organizations are trying to solve for. They're really focusing on the outcome. What do they need? What does good look like? And sometimes, so I'll use as an example, order management. Maybe working with one of our 3PL clients who would say, I need help with order management, but what I really need is order visibility. So they need the order management solution, but they really need a component of it. And we're getting better at delivering the solution within the solution and doing that in a way that makes it easier for them to consume, easier for them to do business with us, and for us to be a good partner by delivering an effective outcome.
Yeah, and it's funny, people all want more analytics.
Yeah.
And more analytics mean we have more data points that have to be, maybe it's a dock management system, maybe it's understanding more what's going on in your warehouse. But you don't get new analytics without new sensors and without new tech in your facilities and outside your facilities.
Absolutely. And that's yet another reason why we've introduced technology which is helping to communicate not just with the human in the warehouse, but also to be able to provide directed activity to automation, autonomous mobile robotics.
Yeah.
You know, we're a best of breed solution in the warehouse that has its own warehouse control software. That's part of our solution stack, so that when organizations are talking with us and we hear all that, okay, we want to automate, we want to augment the human, that's great, but we still need to be able to direct a box through the building. If you fundamentally boil it down to what do I need to get done? Well, I want to get it done efficiently, and I want to be able to do it in a motivational way for my workforce, right? So putting all of that together is really helping us to focus on, again, augmenting the human workforce, giving them solutions that make them more productive, and I think at the end of the day, more fulfilled, no pun intended, for the work that they're trying to get done as supply chain executes.
Whenever I come to conferences like this, I ask people, oh, do you have any kids? And they'll say, oh yeah, I have a daughter, I have a son, whatever. And I would say, you hope they grow up to be a driver someday or maybe work in a warehouse? And they're like, no. And I think, well, we need to kind of think that way. And if I had a young person in my life who was looking for a job that was in a warehouse, I would say, yeah, there is the right kind of warehouse to work in. Where you'll be using technology, you'll be part of the supply chain.
Absolutely.
Another part of this is you walk around with heavy boxes in your arms until you get too sore and tired to do that job.
Yeah. Well, we can look back with reverence at the time of the Industrial Revolution and the assembly line and the great work that, when we go back, we look at it, we go, wow, look what they got done. We're in that time period within supply chain execution where we're going to be looking back going, hey, look at all these things that we're able to move faster, more efficiently. At some point in time, to your point, yeah, we're getting a lot done.
I started my career in automotive, and I used to say, when I started, you worked on the assembly line, you were, at the end of the day, you were dirty, you were tired, potentially injured from crouching or lifting something heavy. By the time I left automotive 25 years later, nobody was in a position where they had a job that made them sweat excessively or get dirty or get hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, it's not just get hurt today, it's getting hurt over time. And I've heard people say this about a warehousing business, big company.
Yeah.
No one's ever retired from our warehouse. And you go, because they had to move, they had to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
And that's what we need to get. We don't want that for our business. We got to get these into professional jobs, which means we got to give the tech and the tools so they don't hurt themselves.
Exactly. Yeah.
Anyway, let's wrap this bad boy up.
Yeah.
First, what's been interesting to you about Manifest?
The energy of Manifest this year has been significant. 2024 was a year of a lot of discussion, if not without some action in supply chain. We're seeing that pent-up demand.
Yes.
And organizations are bringing the energy into the conversation to say, we need to do this. And it's exciting to be able to work with prospects as they're dusting off their plans.
One more time. Who are your customers and what problem are you solving for them?
Our customers are organizations who focus on the fact that the supply chain component to their business is actually a strategic advantage. And what we focus on with them is empowering the desire that they have to make supply chain a strategy component to the business. So we're helping them execute and do it better.
Love it. I love it. Greg, thank you so much for taking the time.
Thanks for having me.